I did find it. There was a key that opened the door, and that's really when I seen it. I can't even explain to you the state of this room. And I'm thinking,
I mean, the people that was at the accelerator last month, they seen it.
Yeah, we've shown them the video, to be fair, and their faces were pretty much like mine, yeah. And so I've opened the door and I'm thinking, shit, I've got to go and show this guy around this room. And this room was lovely before he took it on. I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? So I thought, right, lock the door, put the key away, job done. He turned up. I was like, I'm ever so sorry. You know, the gentleman that's in there at the moment, he's actually gone out. He's only got the key. And I apologise for the inconvenience. However, look, let me show you a quick virtual tour that I've got on my phone of the room, some past photos. You know, I think it's exactly what it is that you're looking for. He was a great guy, really good tenant. So I showed him this video, and like I said, the room was really nice. Showing him the video, showing him the photos. He was like, can we not have a look in there? I said, look, I physically can't get you in. I'm really sorry. I can't get you in. And he was like, look, I really like the room. I'll take it. He paid the £100 order deposit then and there. And the day that we'd got that tenant to move out, he'd moved in the same afternoon, which was eventful because I personally, when I took Kyle over and I tried to explain to him the state of what I've seen it in, thankfully I'd managed to sell the room without even showing it to him.
He wouldn't have took it
if we'd have opened that. And we went round, and it was Kyle's first time actually seeing the room, and I thought to myself, I respect my cleaner too much to even get her in here to do this. I can't get her to do it. So
we had to get someone out. We had to get a plumber out though to do the bathroom. That's
No, I couldn't have done that.
No, I
could not have touched
that.
Well, no, I cleaned the bathroom. That was me that cleaned it. But the toilet,
not the toilet of a sink or.
No, I couldn't have done that.
No chance.
I couldn't have done that. So there is some challenges that you will face with tenants. Now, the best way to actually combat this is, like Carl said, make sure you do your referencing, get a good feeling, ask them the right questions, keep in contact with them, but change the contract. Don't have them on an AST, because with an AST, it gives the tenant so many tenant rights. I would highly recommend using excluded license agreement. It changes the classification from a tenant and a landlord to a licensor and a licensee. So basically, in a nutshell, what this means is they've got no tenant rights. It's the equivalent of you going to stay in a hotel and you deciding not to leave that hotel, okay? They can just get you out. So what this is like I said, it gives them no tenant rights. If you want to evict them, you only have to give them a 2-week notice to do that. It's quite a ruthless contract, I'll be honest with you. It even specifies in there that if they don't take the belongings, you have the legal right to burn them. Personally, I think that's a bit too far, if I'm being honest with you. But I would recommend using that contract, because if you do have problem tenants, then at least you can get them out.
Well, the only downfall to that contract is if your tenant requires a parking permit, they're not going to be able to get one with an excluded license because it's not recognised. But if you've got free on-street parking or a drive, you'll be absolutely fine. Amazing. So, can I get into property with no money? And that's from Chloe. Yes, of course you can. You don't need money. You just need the education. You just need the knowledge.
Yep.
That's all you need. Then you need to learn all the strategies, essentially, and then go out and find deals, okay? Go out to the market, speak to people, speak to agencies, go into letting agencies, try and get rent-to-rents, try and get BRRs, try and get below-market value buy-to-lets. And then you've got the first part of it. You just need the second part of it, which is the network, which is the investors, okay? Yep. So then you need to go out, put yourself where the money is. High-value gyms, restaurants, aero clubs, golf clubs, okay, in these affluent areas, and just start speaking to people. Start speaking to people, let them know what you do, because people with money and business owners are nosy, and they're not afraid to chat, okay? And they're more than happy to help out, especially what we found as well, being so young in the industry, is the older guys, once they see that you're about it and you know what you're doing, they're more than happy to help. They're more than happy to get on board and give you a helping hand and actually work with you.
Yeah, no, they do. To be fair, Chloe, that's exactly how I got into property. So when I went to go into it, I had minus £50 in my bank account. I knew property was my vehicle that was going to take me to my goals, and it has. But I was in the same position as you. I had nothing. So as I mentioned, went out and started deal selling. That then obviously funded the properties, which funded more properties, which was how we scaled up. So yes, you can get into property with no money. You don't need it if you don't want to. That's exactly how I teach. So I teach how to do it organically, so with no investment at all. But even to this day, I do not use my own money. If I'm going to go and buy a property, I don't use my own money.
Amazing. What advice would you give to someone starting out in property investing, William? William, great question.
Action.
Get action and education. Make sure you get educated. I mean, I can take you back and tell you the story about when I first got into an investment industry and strategy and lost everything. Okay, so when I was working on site a fair few years ago now, it was a bit of a hype, cryptocurrency. It still is. Don't get me wrong, I've earned a lot of money through cryptocurrency investing, and I've also lost a load of money. So I saved up about $7,000 to go and start a business, okay? And I heard about this wonderful magical coin that can make you rich. Now, I decided to go all in with it, absolutely all in, put everything into it, and within the space of 2 weeks, it was down 90%. So it went from 7,000 down to £700. Now, in the long run, I didn't lose any money because I never pulled out. I just waited until it went up, but that was a good 4-year process, okay? But it ruined me, okay? And that was all due to a lack of education. So what I did when I next got paid, I went, screw this. I'm going to buy some courses and figure out where I went wrong, figure out if I can rectify my mistakes. And I couldn't. The only thing I could do to rectify it was play the long game and wait, okay? So it turns out everything I did it backwards. I shouldn't have made any of the moves I made. I was taking information from someone who'd never done it himself. I just bought into it. Okay, and then I learned the hard way. So what advice would I give you is to make sure you get educated or get yourself around professionals that know what they're doing. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. And this kind of ties into Chloe's past question about obviously having no money going into property. Again, obviously I didn't have any money, as I've just mentioned. So, but I knew that I needed to know what I was doing. I couldn't do it on my own, otherwise I'd never make money. I'd always lose money. So I bit the bullet. I went and got a loan out for £10,000, and I got my first property mentor, which, you know, trained me up and helped me along the way to be a part of where I'm at now at the first instance of it. So the advice, William, is just get educated, take action, and get results. Okay, that's actually our tagline, but it's actually true. You know, taking the action and actually getting into the industry and being hands-on and learning from other people that are where you want to be will genuinely elevate you. But don't be afraid to go and get some sort of mentorship, because let's just look at it, right? We go through school having a teacher that teaches us something that, you know, that they're good at. Okay, that's why they're doing it. And then we want to go and be a plumber. We go and get somebody doing an apprenticeship, or we go and get a teacher that knows about plumbing to go and teach us. The same as if we want to be a doctor. We go to university and learn how to be a doctor. So we always have mentors throughout our journey, but all of a sudden, when we then fall into business, we forget all of that. And we think, well, I can do this on my own. And you can't. You genuinely can't. You need to have a mentor every single step of the way. Jeff Bezos has a mentor, okay? Let me just let that sink in. Has a mentor. Everybody needs a mentor, right, to go and be successful at something, because they know something that you don't. And the only way that you're going to tap into that knowledge is if you go on board with them and start working with them. Yes, I've spent, if I'm being honest with you, I've spent £81,000 on mentorship and training. Well, to be fair. But look at where that's got me. I've made an ROI on that. So if you don't have the mindset or being able to open up your mind, okay, to something like that, then unfortunately, people like me and Kyle are going to beat you at every hurdle because we've got that one head start. Hope that makes sense.
Does make sense. I mean, the best investment is yourself, and the second best investment is property. I mean, it's absolutely fundamental because you're learning from people who have already done it, okay? So you're bypassing all the mistakes that they made and that you could potentially make. I mean, we've got mentors. Our mentors have got mentors. It's just a cycle that you have to follow. And now we mentor people.
Yeah.
It's just one of them cycles that you've got to follow. And it's something that's fundamental because you could lose everything. You could lose all your money. You could lose all your assets. You could lose all your friends, all your family, but you can never lose what's going on in here, what's going on upstairs in your mind. Okay? So this education that you're investing in is going to benefit you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not going anywhere. As soon as you've ingrained it into your mind, it's not going anywhere. That's why you are the best investment, okay? So if you're looking to buy a course on negotiation, buy it. If you're looking to buy a course on property, buy it. If you're looking to buy a course on communication, do it, because it's all going to play a massive, massive part into your success and to your growth as an individual. So self-education is massive. Investing in yourself is massive. So to go back to the question, Get educated.
And don't let arrogance come into fruition with it, because if you come in and you're arrogant and you think you know everything or no one can teach you anything better, stay at home, mate, because that's the day you fail. The moment you let arrogance take over is genuinely the day that you fail. So come into something like a sponge. If you're just getting started in the property industry, surround yourself with more experienced people, learn from them, build your network up. Your network is everything in this game. Hope that helps.
Thank you.